us a little heads up, and I'll communicate it to you.
All right, boo. Oh, we're on. I can see us on the screen.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Nice.
Give me ice cream.
There you go. All right.
All right.
I believe that we are live. Production, can you guys give us a heads up next time?
Yeah. Man's trying to eat an ice
Alex?
cream. How's it going?
Right? I know, like you sit there and you got 2 ice creams in each hand. Your face is covered in chocolate.
Someone's getting fired right now.
Right?
There's an email being sent.
I don't know. You guys seem like a pretty cool company. I don't think that you would be fired due to ice cream related incidents.
I meant for the production team on your end.
No. They're great folks. Maya, what's up? Good morning.
Hi, Maya.
You're muted, dear.
I was muted. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? I like the ice cream. That's a great breakfast.
It's not breakfast for me. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, lunch of champions for sure then.
Yeah.
So Alex, thank you so much for being here and kicking off day 2 of Ender's Summer Bash with us. This is like a cool thing because I'm a marketing guy and I saw the trailer for ShockRods. And I was like, I love this thing. I also worked on Quake. I love Rocket League. So I just like all of these things came together, and then here's this amazing 80s inspired, like trailer. So talk to us a little bit about ShockRods. Talk to us a little bit about what you do. And just kind of give me a little brief thing, and then we'll show trailer, and then we'll dive back into things.
Right on. ShockRods is the amalgamation of the youthful generation that play video games created by the older generations who make video games, man. Like you just said, we come from Quake days, man. I'm in my mid-30s, so the modern era of gaming, I'm not with. I love my Quake. I love modern games like Rocket League. That's it. That's my most modern game I can play. And then there was a conversation in the office like, what if we just made him have a baby? An arena shooter, classic arena shooter, lasers, some synth, because, the synth's in, man. The kids love the synth. They love the throwbacks. So we just threw in that synth. We chucked some lasers in. You can backflip over a volcano if you want whilst firing rockets. And it's just a cracking day out.
All right, so I've got the trailer pulled up. I'm going to share my screen over here, and then I'm going to share my sound so everybody at home can hear.
Yeah, the sound's pretty epic, so that's important.
And we're going to get into the ShockRods trailer. So here we go. Trailer, ShockRods, not world premiere, but end of summer bash premiere.
Yeah. So that's a nice, fun look at the game. I didn't mention before. It's also like do you remember Twisted Metal?
Yeah.
It's like if Twisted Metal was online multiplayer, and that actually came back to fruition last week when big YouTuber and loudmouth on Twitter, Keemstar, was like, wouldn't it be great if there was an online Twisted Metal type game? And we were like, take a game, man, take it. Say hey.
Well, look, I love the music. I love the movement. A lot of the elements are just really, really awesome. So, how did this kind of come to be? You guys, where are you based? You tell us a little bit about the company and kind of the evolution to get us to ShockRods.
Stainless Games is based on a small island off the south coast of England called the Isle of Wight. Small islands, some maps miss it entirely. It's that small. Now, Stainless Games, they created games like Carmageddon back in the day. And that's what Stainless Games has always done great and well. It was in the console days and the early PC gaming days, if you needed a car in a video game, you came to Stainless. They mastered game mechanics for cars and design and just how they worked. So Carmageddon did really well. We worked on other games like Magic the Gathering. Always just been this last kind of bastion of indie gaming. We're beholden to no man. to no corporation above. Like if an idea comes in, the team work on it. It's not just something that we're not owned. We just like to make our own fun stuff. So when the idea of coming, I saw a comment saying ShockRods fun as all.
Yeah, I just saw that. I'm looking at Twitch chat right over here.
So when the idea of it came up, you know, we all liked Stranger Things. Like that kind of brought back the 80s synth wave, and it kind of made everyone in the office feel old. And we kind of wanted to harken back to what made us feel young. So it was a case of trying to build that arena shooter, that Quake, that LAN party feel, and just have some fun with it. Now there is a mode in it that kind of pays tribute to Rocket League a little bit, called Shock Ball, where the idea is to take the ball from one end to the other. Sounds great until you realize everyone on the other team also has lasers and you have a goal that they want to score in. Just lovely. It's a lovely game. It's a modern game for the youth, made by the old people who are trying to like try and give you something that we used to play with, just that LAN party feel.
That's so cool.
I think you've succeeded, because I think you've taken that feeling, but you've actually upgraded the graphics. You know, it's not as pixelated as back in the day, right? So
there
you've really captured it.
There were conscious graphic choices to not go overboard.
Right.
We didn't want it to look photorealistic. You can play around with a good graphics card, but we wanted it to feel like Quake and that kind of old arena shooter style game.
That's awesome.
I got
awesome.
my Quake hat right here.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
You know, one of the things that I wanted to touch on too is that, like, I just think that so many, like, there's amazing gameplay. Like the music is so great. Can you talk to us a little bit? It's like you got Mitch Murder and like all this like kind of like, you know, that vibe kind of going.
Yeah, so the audio actually came by. It was one of those magical sort of serendipitous moments where a guy comes into the office to sort of apply for a job, and he's like, "I want to do soundtracks for video games." And at the time, ShockRods was just this sort of it was being developed, but it wasn't sort of a main game for the team. And he was like, "I like making synthwave music," and he was working on another game with us, and sounded great. So we were just like, "Hey, here's some clips of the game. Like, just chuck something over it." And he came back and he was like, "I've written an album."
Wow.
Yes.
Like we wanted a couple of sample sounds, you know, a couple of laser sounds and stuff, just kind of trying to get the feel for it. And he was like, "I've got 12 tracks."
So he was really inspired by the game as well.
And that boy's now on payroll.
Yes, he is. I think I asked you at one point, like, is this going on Spotify at any time? Like, I feel like that's, you know, add to my party playlist.
So a project we are sort of working on is that kind of is a Spotify playlist and just a constant YouTube stream of his music, because he just keeps making it. Like, we're done. Like the game's out, but he's just like, "If you need new tracks, man, I got album 2 and 3. Like, just let me know when." So we're gonna do something. You have to
make more parts of the game, like maybe some new maps. You know, you really gotta use that music.
Yeah, there are updates coming, which means the music will be tweaked and upgraded too. Yeah,
that's amazing. Well, so I want to talk a little bit about what makes ShockRods different. And you know, there's a couple things that I noticed playing, and one of them was like the verticality of things, and like how it's, you know, there's all this kind of it encourages you to, you know, jump in the air, and a little bit like, you know, when you first play Rocket League, you're just on the ground, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, there's all this stuff you could do in the air."
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about other things that kind of make ShockRods unique in this space?
One of the things we've always wanted to do is never overdo it with maps. You know, with the big sort of 100-person lobbies that come in and they play these games, it takes you a while to find a fight. And a big part of us we wanted to do, and why Rocket League is also so successful, and why Quake has such a legendary status, is that you're never far away from a fight. It's in and out. It's quick rounds. But all these games sort of go for that kind of just one more round, and that's kind of just that kind of feeling you get. You come second in a round, you're just like, "Oh man, if I just got to the laser quicker, man, I'm going to play again. This time I'm going to get to the laser before him," and that kind of just. You can do it. It's bite size. It's fun. It's quick payoff kind of feeling. But we didn't want to make big expansive maps. We also wanted to have fun with the jumping and the mechanics that the Unreal Engine lets you play with. So for the jumping, the moving from platform to platform, that's old school, man. That throws back to my childhood. So being able to do that has always been sort of the goal, to make sure that it's explorative. You can find cover, but you're never far away from a fight. And that was a weird balance that we had to play with vertical kind of levels.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Go ahead, Maya.
Oh, well, I was going to ask, you know, one of the things that we like to talk about and build at Game Jam is community. So I wanted to ask you about the ShockRod community, and if I'm sure that's you engage with the community by yourself. So tell us, what is the community like? How do you engage with them? And for fans in chat and for us, can we reach out to you and be part of that community?
Yeah, we found some of the coolest kids from across the world. I say kids, I'm in my mid-30s. Anyone younger than me is a kid. We found, like, even in the mid-20s, like the kids. We found a bunch of kids from all over the planet, man. Like, there are people who just like playing this game a lot, and they like talking about it. And there's this, because we haven't made it complicated, there are cosmetic changes you can make, but they're not massive features of the game. There's no added buy-on type stuff. You get in, you jump around, you play a game. It's that simplicity that makes it approachable and accessible to older gamers, but also younger gamers who are out just looking for cool shit. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry, I swore.
Sorry, we're on a delay. It's going to be
cool
muted.
Stuff to do. Oh, it's going to be delayed? Okay.
Yes.
If production still is awake.
Production's on it.
So it's looking at that community of people from all over the world who just want a simple in and out game. They want to play around and they want to have fun. They don't want to worry about getting packs. They don't want to worry about DLCs and skins. Like, they want to jump into a game and play. And when you find that community of people who are up for quick rounds of games, it's great. So the kids we've got one of our best is from, like, I think it's Holland, but I keep telling him he's from Belgium. I like to interact with our community, and I like to call it tactical tilting. Some people call it trolling. Like, I'm on chat to them just like, you ain't got nothing, man. You're going to get smoked today. Like this, I'm coming for you. And they play differently. Like, I love having fun with our community. So I do streams with them every week. They all jump in, and the one thing we're working on is the esports side of it. But one thing we wanted to remind people is back in the day is team selections. So you can't jump in with your party. Your 5 people can jump in, and you may be on different teams. Like back in the day, that was just how it was. We didn't have that kind of party making system. Now that is coming down the line, where we're sort of opening it up to esports, where people can come in and bring their teams and stuff. But having some fun and making sure, like, you're not just going to be on the team with your boys, you're going to be against your guys. That was something we really wanted to instill into a younger generation, because someone who's coming in new, like, if you're just by yourself, you don't want to go up against 4 people who've been playing for 20 minutes and they found their groove and they're warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really key part for us. So we wanted to make sure it was accessible, so that you didn't have a squad who were just hunting in a pack all day. That was really important.
I think that's a really cool feature, because, I agree, especially, you're talking about accessibility, and I think that's really important in video games. And there's different parts to accessibility, right? It's like how expensive the game is, does it require an expensive setup to run? But the learning curve is also part of accessibility. So here you made a game that's so friendly to beginners, because you can jump in and everyone, even if they've played the game, is kind of on equal footing with you, because, like you said, they're not just roaming there with their friends.
Yeah, that was important to the team to sort of work on. So you can pick it up today, and the skill level is there. Like, if you really want to be skillful and master the jumps and stuff, that's great. But it doesn't make you necessarily 10 times better than someone who's just playing for the first time, because the guns work the same way. The cover system is the same for everyone. There is nowhere to hide. There's no cover system. It's not like you can just press R1 to hide behind the door and peer out. If you're in the open, you're fair game.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
was
awesome.
Important.
So we actually have only a couple minutes, unfortunately, with you. So if you don't mind, let us know how we can reach out to you. And, if anybody wants to be a part of ShockRods, I know you're on a small island, but if anybody wants to apply, if you're doing remote work.
If you're good at synthwave, just turn up. We just give jobs to people.
Gotcha. Yeah. How can we interact more with the game and you?
You want to jump on to ShockRods.com or follow us on Twitter at ShockRods. That's where I'm most vocal on Twitter and just chiming in on modern things. So at ShockRods on Twitter, that's the best place to be, and ShockRods.com. That's it, man. We got the Discord link is on the website. Come join in and tell me I'm rubbish at the game, man.
Because I have you also stream. Is that on Twitch or?
Yeah. So we do Discord streams.
Okay.
Inside the stream on a Thursday, and on a Friday we jump in and we go onto Twitch.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll definitely look for those links.
Cool.
This is gonna be awesome, Alex. And thank you so much. You still got some left. Yes.
I'm surprised it hasn't melted yet.
I know,
it's
right?
England. It's not hot enough to melt ice cream.
Gee, that's right.
Well, dude, thank you so much for kicking off End of Summer Bash with us today. We definitely check out ShockRods. I believe you can get it on Steam. Are there any other platforms or anything like that? Or
Apple Arcade.
At the arcade?
Apple Arcade.
Apple Arcade.
Apple Arcade. Nice.
Yeah, pick it up on your mobile, man. It's
Nice.
the same experience. The game is built to run on a potato. So just
That's
go
awesome.
for it.
That's awesome. That's accessibility right there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, Alex, have a great day, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you soon. All right, we're going to hop into our next Zoom call. So we're going to shut this one down and come right back. It'll take 2 seconds. Alex, we'll see you in game, brother.
Tally ho.